Here's a particular area which mentioned 2 verses earlier in 1 Peter 4 about judging yourselves. Don't be, verse 15, a murderer. I don't think anybody in danger here of being a murderer. Or a thief. I hope nobody here is going to be a thief. Third, evildoer. I hope you will not be an evildoer. Fourth, this is where many people fail. Busybody in other people's matters. You know, a busybody in other people's matters is put in the same category as murderer, thief, evildoer. You say, I'm not a murderer, I'm not a thief, I'm not an evildoer, but you go poking your nose into things that don't concern you in somebody else's affairs. You want to go and find out from somebody some curiosity to find out things that have got nothing to do with you. And you poke your nose into something which doesn't concern you. A busybody in other people's matters. You want to find out information about others. You're in the same category as a murderer, thief, and evildoer. You'll never hear this in any other church because they don't explain the Word of God to you, people. 4 people. It says, don't let anybody suffer like you're a Christian, it says. Don't suffer. If you're a Christian, don't suffer as a murderer or a thief or an evildoer or one who's curious about other people's matters. Or you want to ask people embarrassing questions. You wouldn't like them asking you embarrassing questions, but you go and ask them. Are you a Christian or a heathen? Ask yourself. Next time you do that, please remember what I said. Ask yourself, are you a Christian or a heathen? Why? How will that information help you? Knowing something about somebody else which is not going to help you one bit. In fact, it will pollute your mind, hinder your spiritual growth, prevent or disturb your fellowship with God. But you go ahead and want to find out this, find out that, find out. There are people like this who are curious about everything and their tongue is wagging. Some of the people who've been put out of our church are people like that, who could not control their tongues. Elders been removed from eldership because they could not control their tongues. Wagging. And no matter how much I warn them, they still wag their tongue. Because it's a disease. And no matter what treatment you give, they never get cured. Always they want to talk about other people, something evil about other people. Not good things, something bad about this and that. This is what I heard, this is what I heard. Do you have that habit? I want to tell you, you will destroy yourself. There have been people who put out of the church for such reasons. You have not been because you've been very careful, but maybe you'll face your judgment at the judgment seat of Christ. Please, my brothers and sisters, take this seriously. Don't be curious about other people's affairs. Don't be a busybody trying to interfere in their affairs. Don't give advice to people who don't ask you for advice. No, I don't go around giving advice. I have the right to because I'm an elder. But even there, I'm very careful. If I sense that a person doesn't like my advice, I don't give it. If I sense that a person will get offended with my correction, I just leave it. I try it once or twice. I remember a brother who's not in the church now, years ago, and he came to me and I told him something and he said, brother, nobody talks to me like that. Oh, I said, I'm sorry. I will never again talk to you like that. And I was correcting him in something. I never spoke to him after that. He left the church pretty soon and he's gone. Correction is for our salvation. Dear brothers and sisters, this is the way of life that we preach here. Don't let the devil get an advantage of you. Judge yourself. I judge myself every single day. And you may say, you mean, Brother Zach, there are things wrong in you? Of course. Until I become 100% like Christ. 100%. There will always be something wrong with me. But I can only judge it when I discover it. And this old illustration that I have used. Supposing you put a ice cube in some thick liquid which you can't see beneath the surface. You can only see 10% of that ice cube on top. The rest is hidden. Sin is like that. What I see of sin in my life, what you see of sin in your life is only 10%. Don't think you're so holy. 90% is there hidden underneath. The selfishness, self-righteousness, self-justification, many, many other things, maybe wrong attitudes, but I don't see it. If I don't see it, God doesn't hold me responsible. I don't have to judge myself. I can only judge myself that top 10% that I can see. So when I say victory over sin, it's not over all sin. Nobody has that except Jesus. But what we can see. So in other words, if I take a knife and slice off that top 10% of that ice cube, what will happen? All you clever people, you know what will happen to that ice cube? It won't stay underneath. When the 10% is sliced off, the ice cube comes up a bit. That means you see a little more of that ice cube which you did not see before. That is how God reveals sin to us. If you have not discovered more sin in your life in the last 1 year, I'll tell you, it's because you're not slicing off the part that you can see. If you slice off the part that you can see, every year you will see something more of unchristlessness in your life, something more of the love of money, something more of self-righteousness, something more of where you're curious about other people. You'll get light. You know, everything I preach, I'll tell you honestly, I preach what I've discovered in my own life. I judge myself. And if you keep doing that, the ice cube will become smaller and smaller and smaller. Self will get reduced and reduced and reduced, and you'll become more and more like Christ. This is spiritual growth. That's why I said from the beginning, ask yourself whether you're getting light on areas of your life which you did not get light on before.